Don't forget to brush your teeth too. You don't want to be walking around with, always brushing your hair and forget about your teeth. Your teeth is more important to brush than your hair. We don't want to be bad breath wavers or anything like that, alright? So don't forget that. That's important. What's going on, everybody? It's the Jack here once again with another Wavature 101 video for you guys. Yeah, that's right, Professor Wavature is back at it again with another Wavature 101 video for you guys on this wonderful Wavy Wednesday. As you guys see from the title, as you guys see from the thumbnail, we will be discussing how to properly brush your crown, how to brush your crown for the 360 swirl, the 360 swirl crown breakdown, whichever way you want to put it. This video is going to be it. A lot of people, I'm always like on a weekly, borderline daily basis, a lot of times the conversations when people, reach out to me for help is crown assistance, you feel me? So this is a video that I'm always going to come out with every so often. Every, 2 to 3 months, I'm going to be releasing a crown video just to give you guys the updated method and updated ways that I brush my crown, and just to give you guys the most information possible as far as developing your crown. So before we hop into the content, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hitting that notifications bell as well, just so you get notified every time I release a video. I'm gonna be releasing videos more frequently, so you're definitely going to want to make sure you're part of the notifications clan, if you will, just to be sure that you guys do not miss any Wavature content at all, regardless of what the content is. You guys do not want to miss that. Alright, so next up, we're gonna dive into the actual content. I'm always, routinely asked about my crown. That's probably the most asked question. If I was to have like a frequently asked questions section on my page, I guarantee you, my crown would be, the first question that's gonna be on my frequently asked questions, because of the fact that a lot of people do reach out for tips and tricks as far as crown development. But even though I am a swirl waver, that I got the 360 swirl, as you guys can see. I need to work on it though. It's not as tight as it usually is. However, I'm gonna be brushing in this video, so that's gonna help me. But I have a couple tips for my Beehive wavers too. So that's what I'm gonna start off with. So Beehivers, this part of the video is for you. Now, when it comes to the Beehive, there's 8 angles that you have to hit. You got your up, down, side, and your diagonals of each. So I kind of want you guys to think of a compass. That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it a compass. I want you guys to think about a compass and how it has north, south, east, and west. Then you have northeast, and you have northwest, and southeast, and southwest. Think about how those angles will hit on the compass, and that's how you guys are going to brush your hair. So I'm not a beehiver by any means, but I'm gonna kind of just show you guys and brush my hair as if I was, just to show you guys what I mean. So if you're a beehiver, and your crown is where my crown is, this is regardless if your crown is centered or not, you're gonna hit the same angles. It'll just be over here that you're brushing from, or over here that you're brushing from. But you're gonna take the tip of the brush and go north, and you're gonna brush up. Then you got south, you will be brushing down. East, you'll be brushing towards the right. Then you will have west, which will have you brushing towards the left. Then you got southwest, that will have you brushing this way, which will be diagonally to the left. And you got northwest, which will be diagonally to the left as well. But you're gonna come up at that angle right here. just like that. Then you got northeast, which is gonna have you going up, but towards the right, and southeast, which is gonna have you going down towards the right. Now, of course, my crown isn't going to look good because that's not the way my crown is routinely brushed, but that's how you guys are gonna brush if you're a beehiver. It's really simple. It's really simple. Just place the compass in the middle of your crown and just hit those directions, and that's definitely going to help you when it comes to developing your crown, and that's the crown angles that you're gonna want to hit. Now, if this tool that I'm gonna show you is for all types of crown wavers, regardless if you're a beehiver or a swirler. This is called the edge brush. Girls usually use it to lay down the little edges when they got them little swirly hairs on their forehead. It comes with a brush on this side and a comb on the other side. It's literally the perfect tool. It's a tool that I've used, for a long time now, and I think it's the best thing for working out your crown because it's small enough. A lot of times it's kind of hard just to get the tip of the brush to pull at your hair, and it's a lot easier to do so if you're using a tool like this that's on the smaller end. It helps to get directly around like the actual crown spot and not the crown side, if you will. What I mean by the crown side is, we all think about the top, right side, left side, back, and your crown. When you're isolating your crown, you're treating your crown as if it's its own side. So I kind of break down my crown into two sections. Matter of fact, let's hop right into the swirl section right now. So what I do, right, when I'm brushing my crown, regardless if I'm brushing with a medium brush or a soft brush or my detangler, it don't matter. What I do is I brush around the spot first. So basically, before I even get to show you the brushes, I'm showing you how I brush. When it comes to brushing your crown for a swirl, whichever direction you want, whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise, you're just brushing in a circle around that spot. That's literally all you're doing. It's the simplest way to put it. Just imagine yourself like your brush is the second hand and you're going around the clock. And if you're clockwise, you're just gonna go backwards around the clock. That's exactly what you're doing. There's nothing complicated about that. You're just brushing in a circle. So what I'll do is I'll brush around my crown spot. The crown spot is this bald, well, it's not really a bald spot because it's your crown, but a lot of people refer to it as the bald spot. But you're gonna brush around this spot here, and I just brush in a circle as if I'm, that clock going clockwise. If I'm that second hand going clockwise, starting at 12, going down to 3, I'm wrapping around to 6. Starting at 12, going down to 3, wrapping around to 6. Just like that. Then I switch hands. Remember in my last video, I told you guys it's important to be able to brush with both hands. If you're going to be a waver, if you're going to be an elite waver, you should be able to brush with both hands. So we're going to switch to the left hand. And you're going to now start at the 6 and work your way up towards the 9, then back around to 12. Start at the 6, move up towards the 9, and wrap back up to 12. And you guys can already see my crown is already going back to normal and is a lot closer and a lot tighter than what it was when I first showed you guys it. Then from there, I just go right back to it. Alright, so when it comes to using the crown tool, what I like doing is putting the crown tool directly on my, like right outside the spot. I kind of just, hold on, let me make sure I'm in the shot first. Alright. Let me make sure I'm as accurate as possible. Alright, so you just put it right on that spot. And I kind of just pull in that circular motion. Still using the tip of the brush, not the entire brush. But I just pull in that circular motion. Doing the same thing. Now, at this moment, your crown has been properly brushed. If your crown isn't laying down, if the hair around your crown area, if your waves around your crown area isn't laying down the best that you want it to, or laying down the way that you want it to, or laying down as good the way you want it to, from here you can apply a product to your crown. Actually, matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go grab a product and I'm gonna apply it to my crown and show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, I'll be right back. Alright, so you're gonna take whatever product you decide to use. You can use anything, you know, that has some hold to it to help keep your hair laid down, or you can use like an oil to help control the frizz in the area. It doesn't matter what product that you're using or what product that you want to use. It's just mainly there to help keep the hair laid down. So what you're going to do is simply apply your product in that circular motion like you would as if you was brushing or using that crown tool. Now after you applied your product and it's all the way into your crown and you don't see the product anymore, you could go take that same crown tool and just lightly brush the area to make sure that the product is brushed into your hair properly. And also it helps, you know, give your waves more of a brush section to help out your crown. So after you finish up with your crown session, it's very important to rag up, you know, regardless if you was working on the rest of your head or just your crown itself. You always want to make sure you rag up after a session just to make sure that hair lays down properly, stays laid, and kind of keeps its shape. You know, one thing I always say is like your do-rag kind of helps mold your hair to stay together. It kind of helps it stay solid. You know, so that's the reason why you want to rag up after every session. Because if you don't, your hair has a chance to, lift off your hair, decompress, and I'm not gonna say that brushwork that you was putting is gonna go to waste, but I feel like it saves more of it when you rag up, directly after you finish up your session. Bang. Alright, so that does not conclude the video. I got some more crown tips for you. When it comes to developing your crown, you must have patience. I feel like your crown is the last part of your waves to really start developing. At least it was in my case, and some people that I know, their crown was the last to really develop. So you have to have a lot of patience. You got to realize that your crown is not going to happen overnight. It took me anywhere between 4 to 6 months of crown work that I was actually focusing in on my crown. It took me about 4 to 6 months to really develop, my swirl and to get my swirl going. Also, it's really important to not cut that hair so low. If your texture is anywhere around mine as far as like your curl pattern and stuff like that, you don't want to cut nothing lower than like a 2, just to make sure that you have enough hair there to convert the hair into into waves. We always know that waves are laid down curls, but in order to get the curl, you have to let your hair grow long enough to curl. So make sure you keep that area thicker. A lot of people say go like a half guard up when you get your hair cut. I don't have to keep it a half guard up, as far as, if I'm gonna get a 2 here to get a 2.5 here. If you just keep your hair thick as a whole, you don't really have to worry about going a half guard up on your crown per se. Because ever since I've been cutting my own hair, I cut my own hair twice and I cut everything evenly, but I just didn't cut super low. I didn't cut my crown at a 1.5. I didn't cut my hair at a 1.5. You feel me? So I figured that, if I cut my hair to a 2 and just keep my crown at the 2, or if I cut my hair down to a 2.5 and keep my crown at the 2.5, it's thick enough to continue wave development. You feel me? But yeah, so also when it comes to developing your crown, you just have to be super, super precise. So you want to make sure that you guys are mirror brushing. I did a video not so long ago on the pros and cons of mirror brushing, and accuracy is the pro of mirror brushing. You want to make sure that you're brushing with the mirror so you can see everything that you're doing. You can see exactly what you're doing, and you could really, dive in and pinpoint where you want your brush to land. It's kind of hard to do, it's borderline impossible to really develop a nice, clean cut, borderline flawless crown if you're not mirror brushing. Because you can't really, you can hit the same angles, but you might not be hitting that angle at the right spot. If you're blind brushing. Like I could probably brush my crown pretty solidly, without physically seeing it, but it's nothing's like, being as precise as possible when you have that mirror. Make sure you guys are mirror brushing. Make sure you guys are taking your time too. You cannot rush through a crown session. You might want to, at least in my opinion, I brush slower when I crown brush than when I brush the rest of my hair, because of the fact that it's such a smaller, tight area. And you're trying to remain as precise as possible. If you move too fast, you might mess up. And of course, you can always brush your hair back, but what's the point of having to brush your hair back? You feel me? You guys should just be looking to be efficient with your brush sessions too. So it makes no sense to waste time brushing your hair if you don't, if you're not gonna be hitting the right angles or hitting the right spot. You feel me? But yeah, so that's all the crown tips I got for you guys today. I showed you guys how I brush my crown. I gave you guys some tips as far as keeping your, as far as the hair in your crown area itself. I gave you some, tips on what to do with the crown and everything crown related. I even gave you guys some tips for being a beehiver, and I'm not a beehiver. You feel me? So with that being said, I'm going to sign off. Make sure you guys all stay safe, stay productive, stay tuned, keep it locked, because I have new content coming. I have a lot of new content coming. Just know that starting on Sundays, you guys are gonna be getting some videos too. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what those videos are going to be about, because they're gonna vary based on a lot of different things, but just know we're gonna be taking ourselves into consideration on Sundays, all right? So with that being said, keep it locked. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notifications bell as I asked you guys to do earlier. Make sure you guys keep that brushing motion if you want the ocean. Make sure you guys pick a goal and go get it and keep that way with your going, all right? I'll see you guys on Sunday. Peace.